Hi everyone, welcome to Habitat Now, Habitat's original video podcast. My name is Dusty, and today we are super excited to be joined in the studio with our board member and all-around good guy, Darren Thompson.
Thanks, Dusty.
Thanks for being here today.
I'm excited.
Darren, can you tell us a little bit about how you got involved with Habitat for Humanity and being on the board, and what does your involvement look like?
It's a few years ago. I won't tell you how many.
Okay.
But in college, I went on a trip for spring break at my alma mater, Wake Forest University. It was one of those kind of life-changing events. The people I got to meet, the work that we got to do with Habitat, so it kind of kicked that off. And that really started it for me once I graduated from college and was able to do this with my employer. I just kept it going. And once I moved to Arizona in 2019, the same thing happened. And I was lucky enough to not only work with American Express at the time and working with some homes, eventually became a member of the board 3 years ago. And now I'm on the executive board as well. So trying to do my best to influence and be a part of it, kind of like Corky. You know, he's here all the time doing things. He's sort of my role model and who I want to be when I grow up.
He is the man. Well, that's a great story. I didn't know all that. So some volunteers call that habititis.
I think it is a disease of some sort, but a good one.
A good one. We appreciate all your involvement. So today, Darren, we've got something coming up this September, pretty exciting, and I wanted to bring you in to talk about that. What can you tell us about the For the Build golf tournament?
For the Build, well, it's going to be the second annual. The first one was a great event. It's going to be at Camelback Golf Club. It is a beautiful course for people to come out and enjoy the day. And the best part of it is it's in September, so it's a little bit past the heat.
Yep.
But a great time for people to be able to, one, for those who like to play golf or be a part of the golfing experience, come out there and participate, but also to give back. And the whole idea, obviously, is to support Habitat and really put awareness out there for folks at the end of the day for what we do and to have a great time.
Yeah, and we did. We had a great time last year. So for those who are watching now or those interested who want to get involved with the golf tournament, what would you say?
Well, there's a couple things you could do.
Okay.
If you want to be a player, that time's about to open. Registration opens in early July. If you want to be a sponsor, you can go out to the Habitat website, I believe under events, and look for a way to contribute. It could be a hole sign, where you're sponsoring a hole. It could be one of the various levels of sponsorship that we have. It could be providing some additional materials, if you will, because we got to have some fun little golf bags for all the participants. But there's lots of ways that you can be there. You could also volunteer, because you certainly need a lot of people to put on a golf event. And the date is September 12th. It's a Friday. So for those that are looking to put in that time a little bit from now and make sure they can attend, that's when it's going to be. But we'd really need people to want to participate in whatever level, because it is a great time. Like you said, last year was really, really fun.
Darren, what can you tell us about last year's event? You were there.
I was. One of my playing partners was a fellow board member, Steve Leonard, and we had a great time. You know, it was one of those things, you never know who you're going to be paired up with. And
right.
We met a nice couple that had just moved here from Colorado, and this was their first Habitat event. So it was kind of nice to have Steve and I to be able to talk about our experiences. They're in the construction space, so they were really willing to really help out. And it was nice to kind of be able to talk them through what we've seen. And I think they came to some other things afterwards. So that's the type of thing I think you were talking about, you know, Dusty, in order to get people involved, get people excited about what Habitat does.
Yeah, sharing that impact, sharing that story. So what did you shoot? Do you remember?
I think we finished about 5th.
Okay.
So, you know, this year I want to improve it. Steve, if you're out there, we can partner up again, see if we can improve our spot. But, you know, it's not necessarily about winning. Kind of is, though, because you do want those great prizes that come at the end. But, you know, just being there, I think, is what the most important piece.
So we're doing something new this year, too. Tell us about that.
We are. So there's going to be a putting contest.
Cool.
And, you know, everyone feels like I'm not really contributing to the team, but this is something that everyone can do. So we're still working out the details of actually when it's going to happen. But throughout the day, we're going to have a contest for putting, and everyone can be able to participate. So it's another way for people to feel like they're a part of the event.
Darren, anything else you want to share with our audience?
This is really only one of the many events that Habitat has throughout the year. So, if you're unable to make this one, there's other ways that you can participate. And honestly, I think it's never too early to bring it up, but our big event next spring, Blueprints and Blue Jeans, I think is another one to kind of think about, that whether you got to get your outfit together in time for that. But I think that's another one. Just throw it out there, if you will, to get people thinking about the excitement of that event, because every year it's a good one.
Yeah, and these are great ways just to get to know Habitat a little bit, meet fellow supporters, and maybe catch some of that habititis you were talking about earlier.
Absolutely. If you don't want to wield a hammer, you can do that. But if you do, you can go to the website and look at ways to volunteer and get out there to help build a house or do something like that. There's always lots of ways you can participate.
Well, Darren, I want to thank you for being here today and for taking the trip down to the studio. We appreciate the support, not just on the board, but with our golf tournament and all our events. And I'm sure we'll see you out there swinging a hammer at some point again soon.
I will love to be out there and participate, and we'll see you soon.
Thanks, man.
You bet. Thanks, Dusty.
That's it for today. We really appreciate you tuning in. If you would, do us a favor, subscribe, like, and share this podcast out with someone you know. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time on Habitat Now. That golf tournament last year was the first time in my life I'd been on a golf course.
No kidding.